Welcome back from that break. You're still watching the Ghana Premier League live on TV3 and on your TV. My name is Mutalai Akabo. This afternoon, it's a big one here. Heart of Lions are coming up against Heart of Folk. But throughout the week, we've been speaking to some legends with the progress of the Ghana Premier League. And we caught up with former Heart of Folk midfielder Lai Kingston, and he's been talking about how the league is growing. Like Kingston there played Heart of Folk on two different occasions, started with them, traveled abroad, and came back to finish his career with the Phobia, and so he knows all about the Ghana Premier League. But you know, this is not the only game that will be played in March Day 26. Let me give you the full complement of the games that are coming up in March Day 26, because we know that teams like Mediema would have to travel to Dreams FC. But Heart of Lions, Heart of Folk in a few minutes' time. There is 11 Wonders against Samatex, and Kotoko will be playing an Ashanti Derby against Nations FC, a side they've not beaten yet in the Ghana Premier League. Dreams will take on the league leaders Mediema with Baseke Holy Stars, also welcoming Young Apostles. BBA Gold Stars at home, they would take on Vision FC with Brekum Chelsea facing Karela United. Then there's Sweden All Blacks against Hoko United, and Bechem United at home at the Nanafo Suji Abo Park will play a Bono Derby against Adriana. Let's look at the standings and how things are shaping up with 25 matches played so far. Mediema are still on top with 46 points, just one better than BBN Gold Stars, who are second. Adriana are third, and Heart of Folk, a win here would mean that they go third on the league table. Asante Kotoko have dropped to fifth in there with the likes of FC Samatex, Nations FC, and Vision all following in suit there. That is the top half of the table. The second half of the table, that is where Heart of Lions are. They are 10th at the moment with 33 points. So a win today would push them into the top half of the table. 11 Wonders, Brekum Chelsea, and All Blacks are all in danger of being relegated. So we will be talking about the form guide later, but the coaches for both sides have been at the venue, and we've spoken to them. For the home coach, that is Coach Bashir Hayford, there's only one aim: to win this game and get all the 3 points. And for his opponent, that is Masoud Didi Dramani, he says that the draws are frustrating and Heart of Folk want to get back to winning ways. Coach, it's match day 26, and we are almost at the business end of things. You're coming up against one of the best defensive sides in the Ghana Premier League in Heart of Folk. How do you plan to break them down?
Thank you very much. I think I've watched one or two matches, and I've seen the way they play. So every system has its own antidote. So we are not going to stay back for them to defend so much, but we want to take the ball to them. And so we have prepared very well. As you are saying, yes, they are the best defensive team now in the league. And so we'll also make sure we map up a strategy so that we can counter that defensive liner.
Now, in recent times, the results have not been too good here. It's been a bit inconsistent. You've had chances, but you've blown them away. What has been the conversation throughout the week leading up to this one?
Well, everybody is worried because if you do everything and then you don't get the result, it's very, very painful. Because if I go through whatever we have done, nothing was a mistake. But you go in for the match and then the result do not come, you become worried. But at the same time, the same people are going to perform, so you have to sack them. So we have spoken to them, we have sacked them up, and I think we have put everything behind, and we are starting from today.
Coach, we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
Coach, it's match day 26 here at the Pando Sports Stadium, a very tough ground to play football at. What has been the plan throughout the week to get 3 points here?
I think that there's one aspect that we keep doing very well, creating, lots of opportunities and then turning them into chances. I think that is one area that we need to be more consistent on. And then once we create more, we believe that we'll begin to convert and be more clinical. Yeah,
in recent weeks, I've seen that you've been frustrated by the number of chances you create and don't score. How are you converting that frustration?
I think that everyone will be frustrated in that aspect. But I think that we still are within our own domains, especially things that we can control, we try to control. Things that we are not able to control, we allow it to go.
In a week where Benjamin Asare was named in the Black Star squad, I mean, I believe this didn't come as a surprise to you.
No, he's the number one for Ghana, and I have never seen that he has to use that the league games as his justification for being there. I think that we just need to be guided about, how to take care of him and then how to always know when he needs to be deloaded and then when he needs to be in there. I think that's the most important aspect, that we need to always take care of our players.
Finally, how important will 3 points be in here because of the draws you played in recent weeks?
I think that we need to bounce back into winning ways. We need to be more clinical. We need to also respect the opponents, a very decent side. Very, very compact, also a ball-playing side. We need to respect these aspects and then play to our strength.
Thanks very much, Coach.
Pleasure.
But coach is very optimistic there. Jason Nete, Ebenezer Aban, Eche Dogli, Ishmael Ado, Ismaila Bambila, Besmak, Nim, Moses Aidem, Fauzi Ali, Kelvin Asen, so Michael Efson and Yao Danso are starting for Heart of Lions. For Heart of Oak is Benjamin Asare in post together with Ali Muhammad, Raphael Ampo, Samauli Wayo, Emmanuel Mankwa, Muhammad Hussein, David Opafrane, Hamza Isa, Abdul Karim, Stephen Apia Sari, and Baba Ademo Blackgate. I mean, you've heard from both coaches. It's just one thing before them. All want to get the win. A draw will not even help their cause.
Yeah, a draw will not help their cause because if you look at Heart of Lions currently, they are on 33 points. And if you look at those beneath them, it's 30, 28, 27. So they are not clear. They want to get the win so they can pull clear away from the relegation fight. You look at Hearts of Oak. If they really want to win the Ghana Premier League, then they have to find a way to beat this Heart of Lions team here at the Pando Sports Stadium. So the permutations is clear. The writings are on the wall prior to kickoff, and both teams clearly know exactly what is at stake and what they have to do to get the 3 points at stake.
Michael Efson has been in good form of late for Heart of Lions. Can he continue that one today against a very good Benjamin Asare?
Yeah, you look at the tightest defensive unit in the Ghana Premier League. 19 clean sheets out of 25 games. That speaks volumes for Accra Hearts of Oak. It tells you how they've been very resolute in terms of their defensive shape. For Michael Efson, together with Asenso, Moses Aidem, they have to find a way to break down this stubborn Hearts of Oak well-oiled drilled machine. It's going to be a tough ask for him, but he has proven in the games that he has played here that he has what it takes to be able to get the goals for Heart of Lions.
Is the absence of Kelvin Osasibe going to be a problem for Heart of Oak?
Absolutely. You look at him, he's one of the mainstay in that Heart of Oak back line together with Ali Mohammed and Baba Adamu. Today they will have to make do without him. And for Kodidi Dramani, one thing that for sure that everybody knows about his team is his defensive shape has been always solid. Whoever he calls upon steps in there and manage to do the normal things for him. So for Hearts of Oak defensively, they don't have problem. It is offensive that they have problem all season. So in terms of defensive shape of Hearts of Oak, trust them, they'll always come good in terms of what they bring out, in terms of the personnel.
Now the attack this season for Heart of Oak has been the main Achilles heel. Hamza Issa not really producing the goals. What must he do to change that?
Well, that has been Kodidi Dramani's main problem this season in terms of how he will manage to get his strikers firing. You talk about Hamza Issa and Frank Bora Duku, together with Prince Kwabena Osu, whose contract has been terminated during the week. So for Hamza Issa, this is his third season with the Phobians. He has to motivate himself, play to the strength of the team. Sometimes, if the team is not playing to your strength, you have to play to the strength of the team. You have to work on your own finishing. And for crying out loud, we will not say that he has been starved of decent services. In the games, they've created enough premium chances for him, but it's his finishing that leaves much to be desired.
Of course, now they beat Kotoko here with some determination and urgency in their game, which has been lacking in recent weeks. Do you think this is a game that will naturally bring that urgency?
Naturally, if you look at Hearts of Lions, they always step up and play their best games against Hearts of Oak and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. This season, when they play Kotoko, they play some sparkling football that we've never seen from them this season. Like 5-star, everything they did in the afternoon, click into full gear, play Kotoko out of the pitch and score brilliant goals. This afternoon, against the Phobia and Hearts of Oak, expect Hearts of Lions to come out of the block and play one of their best games. And if you look at their defensive shape, they have the players there. And in the heart of the midfield, they have Echedogli together with Ishmael Adu. And they have been by far one of the best duo in terms of the central pairing in midfield permutations in the Ghana Premier League. Especially if you speak about Echedogli. He has been someone that has added something extra to Coach Bashir Hayfor's team. And if he can step up onto the pitch today and show us his class so far that he has shown in the Ghana Premier League, the Hearts of Oak really have something to do with.
Now it's a Friday here and the stadium is buzzing. The fans are coming in their numbers. How do you think the first half would go?
Well, naturally, if you look at Hearts of Lions against the big boys, they've always come out of the blocks in the first half here at the Bando Sports Stadium. And they've always done their good game. So I expect the first half to be a very tough game for both teams, but I expect goals as well in the first half.
Of course, and both teams are ready in the tunnel, ready to come out and do battle, and we're going to enjoy some very good football here at the Kwando Sports Stadium. It is Heart of Lions who are coming up against Heart of Oak, and I hand you over to our team of commentators, Benjamin, Willie Graham, and Josiah Okokwe. Enjoy the first 45 minutes and see you after that.
Stadium where the fans of Kwando Heart of Lions are looking forward to getting the 3 points at stake, and of course staying put in the Premier League, currently sitting 10th on the Premier League table, Hearts of Oak 4th. This is certainly going to be one of the most exciting moments there for the Bando lads, who certainly have one of the most resilient home records in the Premier League this season. One of the difficult grounds, one of the best home records so far. Just 5 goals conceded all season. Hearts of Oak have also found difficult times in recent visit here, trying to score some of the goals there here at the Bando Stadium. But that obviously is going to be a story to be told here as the two sides get ready. Benjamin Asari back on the starting lineup there for Accra Hearts of Oak, one of the best goalkeepers in the country, and also one of the goalkeepers who've been listed there for the Black Stars 2 friendly matches against Germany, Austria, come next week there. And so the weather condition here pretty much humid. Most of the fans have come in here trying to ensure that they do cover themselves up there. It's a very grueling and a difficult time there to be here watching this game. But that obviously is not what you're looking for. A lot of umbrellas here at the Bando Stadium there, but the two sides walking majestically onto the pitch there, led by referee Robert Mose. Certainly match day 26, pretty much of a difficult story there for Hearts of Oak, having played a goalless drawn game with Basake. Only started in match day 25 there. Hearts of Lions also looking to pick up almost all the pieces together. This story had to be told, and has to be told well.
Good afternoon, Benjamin Willie Graham, and certainly this will be a game that would have a huge bearing as far as the title race is concerned. Hearts of Oak just 5 points behind leaders Mediama Sporting Club, and they are looking at this game as a game that could propel them, towards that top 2 places. Talking about Mediama Sporting Club and then also BBA Gold Stars. But for Bando Heart of Lions, they failed to make this ground a fortress in recent times. They've lost to Mediama here, they've lost to Indiana here, they've lost to Gold Stars, and it's time for them to redeem that fallen image.
Well, there's the match of 2 hearts here at the Bando Stadium. Coach Didi Dramani, after the draw with the Basaka Holy Stars, did made it clear that the team needed to be very decisive and closing central spaces, and also having some bit of an intense pressing movement there for the players, though they respect the strength. And of course, over Hearts of Lions, they know that this place is going to be a very difficult one there for Hearts of Oak, who definitely walk into this game and this ground knowing that they have a Herculean task ahead of them. It's definitely going to be a banana peel maybe if it's Kersner taking for Hearts of Oak, having not really banked in the goals that the fans want to see them. But Hearts of Lions also do have certain things up their sleeves there. But they come into this game, just made one change into the team that really had to get themselves out of the FA Cup, and so just making sure that he gets a place in the team. Paul Ate sitting on the bench there for Kevin Asenso, but you're also looking at the up front there for Michael Efsin and Ishmael Bambila. He's also going to be one of the few players to look out for there, but they still maintain a very, very strong side. Eche Dogley is still at the heart of midfield as well.
Yeah, he's playing that double pivot role alongside Ishmael Adu, and then also their top marksman Michael Efsin. He returns. He had no place, on the team when they played in that quarter-final defeat to Dreams FC. He returns 6 goals, and he'll be hoping to add up to that tally.
Yeah, I did mention Fauzi Ali and Ebenezer Arban, Bismarck and Newman, Yao Dansu, all of them at the heart of the defense there for Heart of Lions. Eche Dogley and Ishmael Adu as well. Then Moses Ayetem is going to be on the left flanks there for Heart of Lions. And of course, Kelvin Asenso is one of the players to look out for in terms of what he's able to bring there. The 2 captains trying to exchange that bit of pleasantries and look into what normally happens there. The ritual will have to continue here in the game there. But in terms of Heart of Lions and the difficult things that happens to them in their matches at home, they've been one of the best sides so far. Just 5 goals conceded in this season. Another difficult side there for most teams to visit. Previous build-up to Hearts of Oak remain the best defensive side in the league, though, the Phobians. But they certainly come into this game making 5 changes. Hearts of Oak from the draw with the Basake Holy Stars there. And you do want to look at Henry Koku. Also Boateng also out of the game there for Stephen Asari Apia. Also missing the game is Martin Kakari for Abdul Karim as well. And Osesi with the red card. And so Rafael Amposa, who definitely is shifting from defense to midfield. David Apua finally back into the defensive line there. George Baku also out, so sitting out of the game there for Mohamed Hussein. And Ransford Mensah, the left full back, is out for Baba Adamu.
Yeah, quite some wholesale changes there, but then the most significant one will be in the heart of defense for Heart of Oak, when there's no Kelvin Osesime after picking up that red card against Basake Holy Stars in the last game week. Now you have Afrani, who used to play in that deep role, dropping into a centre-back position. I'm wondering how these two will pair together with one of the best midfielders or defenders in the league recently. That's talking about Mohamed Ali at the back for Accra Hartsville. But they still have the most, solid and resolute defensive line in the league.
Very resilient coach there. And you look to see what he want to do with the Bashir Hayfoot. A time when the team was actually slipping on the Premier League law. There were those who were calling for his head, though, but he's maintained the momentum with the team. Coach Bashir Hayfoot, Didramani at the point came to receive some barrage of criticism there when the team was not scoring. Didramani, but again, he's also kept his cool there, being with Accra Hartsville as well.
And that's what makes that job quite difficult for anyone at all. You talk about Heart of Lions. Last season they were second. This season they've taken a slump, and it looks like they can't recover that. But they would hope that they remain in a very respectable position. Heart of Oak, they're also not scoring, and it's so glaring whenever he speaks. Talking about Masoud Didramani, it's frustrated for him.
Heart of Oak, there's a talk about the Phobians picking up the form and the sharpness and attacking momentum. The challenge for the Premier League log or Premier League title becomes a bit of an almost there. So here we are, the surgical ward, and the hearts for us here remain very much intact. Looking forward to how these two teams will come together. You're looking at Hearts of Lions defensively looking to pick up almost everything. Hearts of Oak would have to go in some bit of an exceptional play to see if they can unlock the strength of the Phobians. This is one of the games that you expect the Hearts Folk side to come pretty much strong, and they try to put themselves. Mohammed trying to get the ball stripped into the half, and chasing Nete coming in, and so that's a very clever play there from Accra Hearts of Oak. Stephen Asari Apia, who's deputizing there for Henry Kwekubuating, trying to get the first attacking play there for the Phobians. Pretty much clean at the back there. Opua Frani, makeshift arrangement there for him to be at the back together with Ali Mohammed, one of the most consistent centre backs there in the Premier League, Ali Mohammed. And he's always paired well with Sibe, and so this time he's still staying put at his defensive line, except to say Opua Frani is there to support him as well.
Yeah, and you talk about consistency for them, and he's been so consistent regardless who he plays with. There's been a time where he's played with Kujo, he's been consistent. There's been Osesibe, then even Afrani as well, sometimes in a 3-back system, sometimes in a 4-back system as well. And you talk about consistency, and I think he personifies that.
We'll talk about the young man Ali Mohammed trying to drag the ball back to Emmanuel Amankwa, trying to push the ball a bit forward there. Hearts of Oak have almost over a lot of players just in the half of the bit over the Phobians, and Hearts of Lions looking to push forward here. Again, it's not the best of a play there from Baba Adamu. I tell you what, the Hearts of Oak really, in their most recent visit here at the Pando Stadium, they failed to score on their last 2 trips. Some of the positive there for the Phobians. They remain the best defensive side in the Premier League. Only 9 goals conceded, and they have been the strongest away team, recording 6 wins on the road there. Very impressive display there for Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, but contrasting as well, you're keeping clean sheets, but you're not scoring. 9 goals considered in 6 games, so that means in total they've kept 19 clean sheets, and that's quite amazing, for a club of their status. But you need to be scoring the goals to secure 3 points. It's quite important that you take away the lowest ranked team. That's 11 Wonders. Hearts of Oak has scored the fewest number of goals, which isn't quite good as well.
And again, trying to say that Bashir Hayfoot has picked up some of the matches there for Hearts of Oak and seen how the strong side they are. Pretty much aggressive in the approach there, Hearts of Lions. They also have the ability to play out from the back. All the key strengths and tactical discipline side. Adamu switching play down the right hand side. Once again, Hearts of Oak with the quality that they have, and the offside flag really going up against Hamza Issa. He's being the only man up front there for the Phobians this afternoon.
Yeah, quite tight again, but they'll need to keep track of his movement. Loves to play off the shoulders of the 2 centre backs. And today Alban and Fauzi Ali would really have to keep a sharp eye on him. And already we've seen them moving the ball around quite swiftly. It's been quite easy for them, and that's how they love to play Accra Hearts of Oak, a bit more expansive.
Good play there from Lions as they try to push more men forward here. Was sent to the left hand side, expecting to see a bit of a ball into the box. Bismarck Kenim chopping the ball back now, and so you have the Fauzi Ali also playing a part there. Also have Yao Danso on the ball. Switching play. Expecting to see a lot of runs there. Yao Danso once again giving it back to the Cherry. And Lions trying to dictate the pace and form a bit of a ring around Hartlepool defensive lines there and trying to see if they can send an in-swinger. That hasn't really been successful. Yao Danso again. Echedogli was supposed to be the intended man to pick the pass now. And so Mauliwayo will have to go with a huge charge here, but recovering quickly and beautifully so. It is Lions Bismarck Anim. And doing so to pick up pieces there for the Bando lads. So far trying to keep the momentum. Oh, lovely play here. Ishmaelado looking for space. And he gets support there from Yao Danso. Looking to pick up play here beautifully though. Moses Aidem. 10-12, Moses Aidem. Slalom run, Moses Aidem once again. Lions with opportunity to hold for a long strike here. It has been taken by goes wide. Well, not the best, but at least it's a warning shot there for Hartlepool and Kelvin Asenso with that quality play there for Lions. And again, have to give credit there to Aidem.
Yeah, you don't give him too much space. That's what he did there. Asenso cutting in from the left-hand side, onto that right foot, hitting that from a distance. Hartlepool already that ball from Mauliwayo where he had options. He had just could fail to see the run of Hamza Issa making that forward run.
Well, before the game there, Dramani had spoken extensively about Hartlepool having many of the players returning from injury, and most of them are yet to reach their full fitness. And that should be a worry there for Dramani, knowing that at least he's going to have players who really haven't got themselves back into the game, and it's going to be a foul here. And it's going to be your man Asenso, who is cleverly trying to weasel his way around the hearts of the players.
Yeah, and gradually he's warming himself up into the game. Not long ago we saw him hit that shot from the distance, and already he's trying to take on players. And as a winger, that's what you'd love to do. You'll play with some confidence, some grit, and then that's what Asenso is already doing.
Good play defensively. Really much has to be looked at in terms of how defensively the two sides will be walking into this game. There's a bit of a very energetic play from both sides. Hartlepool exerting some bit of energy, and Lions also matching them equally and squarely.
Yeah, you'd always have to, if you play against Vanuatu Lions on this turf, then you'd have to put in an extra shift, extra work done, and that's what Hartlepool are trying to do, especially without the ball. In recent times we've seen this Hartlepool Lions team lose to Indiana, lose to Mediama, all by lone goals. So it's certainly that you need to put in some good work to win here.
Again, it's going to be a bit of a tangle there, but Hartlepool have been able to pick up the pieces there. I was looking to see how Stephen Sari-Apia will have to work hard to cement a place. And Echedogli waits here for Lions, and charging here. It's Efsin was looking for a pass there, but Moses Ayedem has been given a bite here. Echedogli will have to recycle things there for Lions. And again, a bit of a push there. Nudge the back of Fauzi Ali. Was racing for it, and he got it.
Yeah, he did. And right call there, but all that by Stephen Apia's side, losing the ball casually where he had options. He could have just advanced that ball and allowing Hartlepool to move from attacking to defense in a split second.
Well, the Phobians are beginning to move out forward here. Stephen Apia. And again, the best of clearance there coming through from Hartlepool, but again, they have to have Asari Apia and Baba Damu. The left full back goes round. Yao Danso, Baba Damu on the ball here, but eventually he's been headed out beautifully by Ebenezer Arban.
A lovely combination there on the left-hand side. Adamu providing some support to the two wide men there. And just look at that. Good first touch. Gets in front of Danso. No chance at all, but again, good defending there by Arban. Just read the situation clearly. It was an alert to just head that one out.
Hartlepool fans are looking for the first goal here in the game. And expecting to see exactly what this would turn out to be. for the Phobians. Raphael Amponsah up behind the ball. Just looking a little bit of the tug of war happening inside the 18-yard box of Lions. Ball whipped in here by Amponsah. And finally has been picked up by Ayidem. And again, clearly taken away from him, Hearts of Oak. Seshim Ishmaelado using it out. Yaldansu. Aban for Lions. Trying to push his men forward. Sin. Not the best of control, but he's able to pick it up beautifully there for Lions. Sushin played down the left-hand side beautifully. Aldo here looking to turn his man around, but just volley hitting the ball, but we sit back. Bismarck Items ball in here, looking for a corner kick. Gets a throw in, rather.
Yeah, and Ali there nearly playing himself into trouble. A couple of casual balls there by Hearts of Oak, and looks like the head coach, Didi Dramani, isn't happy at all.
I was looking to see how best David Aparfani and his combination with Ali Mohammed will be working out today. That's what most of the fans are looking for it too. Mali Wayo picking at the paces here for Hearts of Oak, but eventually has been won by Idem. Eche Dogley, one of the most few players in the game there. So 10 minutes gone, Hearts of Lions nil, Hearts of Oak nil. Yeah, the Bando Stadium. And again, always looking to see that bit of a run there, and the ball whipped in! And wicked deflection there. Hearts of Oak nearly got punished by Asenso. He's been pretty much busy on the flanks there, and this time his effort saved by that deflection there. Corner kick advantage, Lions.
Yeah, another magnificent strike from Asenso on the left-hand side. No one keeping tabs on him. He has so much space to operate, and he has to cut onto that right foot. Just look at that, another wicked one. You'd say Benjamin Asari had that covered. For a second, that was quite dangerous for the Phobians.
Corner kick taken. And again, Ludenham was everybody. So again, it's going to be a very good one. That's a very first attempted goal there by Lions. Cleverly, well taken.
Yeah, they've created the best chances so far. Asari doesn't look good. Look to have picked up a knock there after attempting to save that long-range shot by Kevin Asenso. I should be fine, but you're asking why they're giving the wide man of Heart of Lions so much space. You have Emmanuel Amankwa playing at the right-hand side. Not really seeing him, going those 50-50 balls with Asenso. Asenso having so much freedom there. And it's a matter of time before he just punishes them.
10 matches played between the two sides. Hearts of Oak picking 3 wins there. Well, 4 wins, I should say. Hearts of Lions with 3. And 3 of those games have been a draw. Total goals scored 17, with Hearts of Oak having 10 goals scored against Lions, with 7 scored here by Hearts of Lions as well. 4 matches played here at the Bando Stadium. Hearts of Lions picking 2 wins. 2 of those matches have been a draw as well. So it's always going to be a tough scenario, tough grounds there for the Phobians anytime they're here to play Heart of Lions. Another ball up there, Stephen Asari appear, just going in. Not able to pick it up there, but chasing Neti, doing so well to defend his area.
In the last couple of minutes, we've seen them build up from the back, especially when you have options from your midfielders, the likes of Abdul Karim and then also Raphael Amponsah this time, but you hardly see them go so long, and that was what he attempted at that point. A bit overhead there.
Well, those who talk about the Hearts of Lions setup there, having scored 24 goals and also conceding 22 in the Premier League. Not really the best of defensive lineup there for the Lions in terms of goals conceded so far in the Premier League. And setting the best scoring team, 7th best scoring team so far in the Premier League with 24 goals. 6th less conceding team with 22. Now they've got a lot of statistics working for them, Hearts of Lions.
Yeah, he has, but until you just oppose that to their numbers at this stage last season, and you think that they've just fallen off a bit as far as the standards is concerned. Last season at this stage they were 5th on the league log with 41 points, and they were even ahead of Hearts of Oak. It tells you that they've struggled a bit this season. Heart of Lions.
Epson here. Could be opportunity for Another drive in here, but not the best. When you talk about the defeat to Mediama SC here, Hearts of Lions, so really they have not been that strong at home, having only 25 points from a possible 36 points at home. Clearly indicate that this game is a make or break for them, any chance they want to have in the Premier League in terms of how they want to play the matches or perhaps move up on the Premier League log.
Certainly, and you look at this point of the season where even Bashir Ford believes that the season is still ongoing for them, even though they crashed out of the MTN FA Cup and they're not fighting for the league title. And yeah, you think there's been some drop of quality. You don't lose to Mediama, Indiana Gold Stars here, and you still want to win the league. It doesn't happen to any side. You win these big games, you lose these big games, and certainly you might not be in the title conversation.
A bit of a foul here up front, and I expect to see Mohamed Hussein always looking for Steven Asari Apia. Hussein is down, and I picked up a knock, and Papa Adamu to get something out of this one, but the referee Robert Mosi stopping play.
Yeah, I think that was a collision there between himself and then also Aidem. Was just trying to help with the defensive duties there. It's innocuous for me, not deliberate there. It should be fine, but it's not really settled into that number 10 role. You talk about Mohamed Hussein.
A while ago on the shot there, you did say the visitors here at the Bando Stadium, clearly the Black Stars getting a lot of support behind of the World Cup, with Asari also in post there. And you talk about the new Black Stars jersey there. Because everybody wants to go grab a copy or have one. There's a drop in terms of performance and aggression in the game, isn't it?
He has, and both sides trying to be very cautious. Certainly a win for either side would really give them a boost on the league log.
Here comes Mauliwayo on the flanks, like to advertise one into the box, looking for Issa. And again, Alban shrugging off any attempt to get the ball ahead of him. And Hamza Issa pretty much quiet this afternoon, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, but he was a target at that point. Mauliwayo spotted him. He made that good run from the blind side of, Alban. Good first touch there, but then again just lost possession after Alban came in stronger.
I'll tell you what, there's a very interesting scoreline there between Summertex and 11 Wonders. And so the first goal there scored against 11 Wonders. 18 minutes already gone in the game. And here comes Lions Asenso. Fine support there in Bismarck and him. Doggy, the conductor, in the midfield there for Hearts of Lions, and he's going to go a foul here. And the referee just looking back, and might be, I'm not too sure again what the decision from the referee might be. But was it a deliberate foul here? Was it pulled back? Yeah,
it was. It was.
Yellow card, I guess. It's a yellow card. And the first yellow card and the first player to have his name taken this afternoon, David Opongafrani, who comes in for Kevin Osesibe. Got the red card. Kevin Osesibe against Basake Holy Stars. And now just about 17 minutes or 18 minutes. And the centre back, David Opongafrani, is in the books of the referee.
He needs to be careful now. Needs to be very careful. And
yet another card. Just oh my goodness, this turned out to be something, a bit of an interesting story there. One of the combative and most skillful midfielders there for Lions there, Ishmaelado, is also player have his name taken.
Yeah, and that was a deliberate foul, but he had to take one for the team. As you could see, other players on the run, and all that Hamza Issa had to do was just hit one good ball onto the path of any player making a forward run, and it could have been dangerous for Heart of Lions, and I was just totally read by him.
Here comes Adamu. Again, cleared. F saying it's just happening. A lot of us showboating there with Opongafrani. Sorry, he's always there to deal with the scenario there. Hearts of Oak taking the 4th position on the log there, the confirmation of the yellow card there to Ishmaelado. It's a win today, really. We'll see Hearts of Oak closing the gap though on Mediema IC and Gold Stars to 2nd or first respectively, depending on how it works out for them. Only scored 15 goals in the league, which makes them better than any other. Only Samatex with 16 goals and 11 Wonders with 14 goals scored. And so that's the number of goals scored there by Hearts of Oak. And a little bit of work there from the Phobians, Emmanuel Amankwa, right full back. Ali Mohammed here for Hearts of Oak trying to calm things. I was looking at long balls into the box there, and he was going to have a lot of work there from Fawzi Ali at the back for Heart of Lions. Top scorer is there for Heart of Lions, and the Premier League this season is Michael Efson. He scored 6 goals. Paul Ateji on the bench has scored 4. Chauncey Freeman and Ishmaelado, Kojo Bink Jr. and Sido Asante with 2 goals each. And here comes Hamza Issa. Hearts of Oak with a chance now. Issa squares one into the box, and the referee's been bundled down. And Maoli Wayo was looking to pounce on that cross there from Hamza Issa, but the goalkeeper had already picked the ball.
Yeah, he was in motion. There was nothing he could have done about that. A bit reckless as well. A bit reckless, just came into contact with Nete. But you'd say that was a bit feeble from Hamza Issa. Yeah, he got the first touch right, but just couldn't connect. Just that ball. You could see the run of Maoli Wayo from the far end, just quick approaching, and just look at that. That's it was a bit unintentional there. There was no way he could have reduced, the velocity at which he was coming with. Just look at that, just bumps into Nete. Issa could have just squared that ball a bit more, better there.
Again, the fans expected to trip to the stadium and watch almost everything here at the stadium. Randy Abe is here, the CEO of Kokoboard, also the bankroller there of Hearts of Lions, to watch this game. Again, a very exciting moment there for Hearts of Lions in terms of what they intend to do. It wasn't really looking good there for Hearts of Lions at some point in time. They're having to move at the bottom half of the Premier League log, and eventually again picking up the pieces, and now they find themselves sitting 10th. And they may want to continue with that. A win here certainly gives them a huge boost.
Yeah, and there's a team that spent match week 5, match week 7 at the top of the table. Tells you that they had enough quality when the league started. The objectives were so clear. We finished 2nd last season. This season, we could just give ourselves a bit of a push, and we could, win the league title. Unfortunately, just things went south for them between match week 10 and match week 19, and they went about 10 weeks without picking up any wins in the Ghana Premier League, and that's where they began to realize that the league was way out of reach.
Constructing something beautiful there, Lions. Cleverly played there by Adamu. Echidogi, always the man who was there destroying everything. Hearts of Oak. And definitely going to be a foul here. Ali Mohammed has been really a towering figure at the back there for Hearts of Oak.
They struggled at times already in this game, but lovely ball into the channel. Michael Efson a bit late. Yeah, that out straight leg there, catching Muhammad Ali, and Ali had to use that space to his advantage, arriving there very much on time.
Aldo, one of the best of passes there, Aldo, and just put the team in a very awkward position. That showboating was not necessary, wasn't it?
It's been a bit casual sometimes, in the middle of the pitch for both sides. We've seen Hearts of Oak lose some balls passively over there, same as Heart of Lions.
Again, they're trying to work something out there. Chidogli, once again, Heart of Oak winning back the possession. Steven Asaria Pia and Hussein. Good turn from Hussein here. Heart of Oak calmly trying to move the ball around. Oh, he's not in a hurry to move the balls themselves, Heart of Oak. Clearly trying to come things. Wafrani and now find space down to Rafael Ponsa. Back to Wafrani. And now find space in Emmanuel Amankwa. Well, the Phobians not really in a hurry to move things around. Ali Mohammed. Afrani. Really give the ball away, but Heart of Oak still have possession. And here comes Hussein. And charging forward, looking for support on left-hand side. Steven Asaria, Pierre ball into the box, and the header comes out. Beautifully done. Mauli Wayo nearly trying to find a way to get the goal there for Heart of Oak. But Nete was equally up to the task.
Yeah, that was a sweet delivery from the left-hand side from Apiasari. Just look at that, perfectly weighted. That thumping header, not enough power behind it. Well, that's what you want from your attackers. That's what you want them to do, to attack these balls, not to win these duels. And Wayo does very well. The defender just doesn't see him coming. You thinking a bit more power would have made the work a bit more difficult for Jason Nete, who's barely been tested.
Well, again, it's going to be a cooling break here this afternoon at the Bando Stadium. Once again, we are still having that surgical operation of the two hearts there. So far, so good. Everybody has been in check there, and not any trouble to report on. So the only thing we'll have to say that two players have had their names taken, Ishmaelado of Heart of Lions and David Opuafrani. But Benjamin Asari pretty much calm at the back. Remember, he's going to jet off to Germany and Austria very soon to play a part for the Black Stars in the friendly games there, and so nearly and has to be calming himself down, not really to pick up any injury there. But for Bashir Hayford, it's pretty much of a very energy and not the best of a calm day for them. They really need the 3 points at least to make a statement on the Premier League table.
Yeah, but they've also come close, a couple of times talking about Heart of Lions. They've created some decent chances, and their danger man so far has been Kelvin Asen. So we've seen him, hit two lovely strikes, both from that stance, and one, a wicked deflection, nearly catching Benjamin Asari off guard. But Benjamin Asari himself yet to make any save. And Heart of Oak, you speak about the fact that, even though they are not scoring, they always keep it tight at the back, which we've seen so far. Even though they've also seen David Opuafrani also pick up a yellow card so far in this game. That header from Mauli Wayo hasn't also been bad. But that 4-3-3 formation from them, seeing Mohamed Hussein play as the most advanced midfielder, hasn't been bad. They've casually lost the ball, but I'll tell you what, I think there's more in this game to happen. There's still more, to see, especially with Heart of Lions, being so strong whenever they play against Heart of Oak on this ground.
Interesting bit about the game here is that Lions have scored 6 goals in the last 5 matches, but have also conceded 6 in that same period. They have only won twice and lost 3 in the last 5 games as well. Two with Karela, 1-0 defeat to Adriana and Midyema, as well as a 2-1 loss to Gold Stars. And they have not lost at home to Hearts of Oak in the last 5 home meetings. As they try to charge forward here. Good defensive play and a higher Chuan. And aggressing the net there. Quality shot there from Hearts of Lions. That should have been it. That should have been it there. And this time it came from Ismail Bambila.
From a distance again. I had that lag, that ball coming off the foot. You know, the ankle of Rafael Amponsa has landed right in front of him. Struck that again. Just missing the, you know, the target by inches. Just look at that. Yeah, off the foot of Afrani, and just look at that. Benjamin Asari at full stretch. Nothing, you know, on it. Again, Hearts of Oak being too casual in the defensive third.
Ball into the box once again, punched away by Asari. Goalless once again here at the Gbando Stadium between Lions and Hearts of Oak. Once again, another better defensive play there from Bismarck Enim. Hamza Issa really on his tails. Now, the only time Lions failed to score in their last 6 games in our competition was the match against Holy Stars. Hearts of Oak also failed to score against Holy Stars. Santikot, of course, will lose it to Holy Stars back at Inzibar. As a home game of Holy Stars could play their yard dance have been fouled. Well, the fans really looking to see how each of the two sides will have the first goal. Yeah, that's the yeah,
aggressive, a bit more aggressive by Steven. Sorry, appear there. I've not seen the best of him, you know, so far. He's always tucked, you know, onto the left-hand side. Wow, Kofta combining for, you know, the attacking move, you know, with himself, Hussein, and then also that move. Not really seeing a lot of balls go to him, and you know, Hearts of Lions have done a very good job in midfield, trying to block all these passing lanes, allowing the attackers of Hearts of Oak knock on the ball.
Done so. Efsin. Just not the best of control there from Efsin. Again, you just want to see how the two sides will be coming out with something spectacular there. And defensively, they try to work it out beautifully there. Brambilla wins it. There comes Ascenso. Looking for some bit of space here. Lions have to play from the back, one of their strengths. Spoke about there by Di Dramani. And they do have possession and not under any threat or any pressure at all. One of the things that Vogel really failed to do so is that intense pressing movement, which is around the 18-yard box over the position. Something they failed to do quite well against Basek Holy Stars, eventually drawing the game goalless. Fawzi Ali here for Heart of Lions. Oh, he's looking to hit one up front. There comes Efsin. He's been well policed at the back there by Frani and Ali Mohammed. He hasn't had his day in the game there.
He's also had limited support, Efsin. Just loves to, you know, move out of position, sometimes dragging, you know, the centre backs along with him.
Another ball into the half band. Gets the balls down to goalkeeper Nete. So Bashir here for 10-70 on the 24th day of December 2025. One of the oldest coaches in the country in the Premier League, 70 years of age. And is still going very strong here with Hearts of Lions. Good play there. Good play, Hearts of Lions. Still trying to move in the foul here on Moses Saidem. Again, the Phobians will definitely be contesting that decision, but again, it's really gone up.
Yeah.
And Baba Adamu is charged here to have brought down Aidem.
Yeah, clearly, just, you know, a nudge at the back of Aidem. There was a skill earlier on, you know, to elude Baba Adamu. Baba Adamu just wouldn't give up. Just continued to chase that ball by Aidem. So skillful. Let's see. Really a bad position to win a foul for his side.
Again, is the man who's urgently trying to make sure he organizes well to defend this line. H. Dogley behind the ball. Just having the likes of Hussein and Steven Asari up here just behind it. This is a set piece for H. Dogley and Hearts of Lions. We want to really take advantage of it. Sends the ball down to the right hand side. Again, it's being pushed away by Hussein. Again, a training ground. Herzog maybe.
Yeah. I give credit to Mohamed Hussein. Read the situation very well and dealt with it.
The ball into the box now and it's been cleared. Lions went out to find a way to defend the lines. Finally, flag up front offside.
Yeah, again, failing to stay onside when that ball came in. Fauzi.
Chidogi wins it now for Lions. Aidem just waiting. Ishmaelado. Asenso. Fauzi Ali. Good defensive play there. Baba Adamu here with Dali. Too many. Showboating in the game, and Chidogley would have to come in to tidy up things.
Yeah. If you're Bashir Ford, you might not be happy, you know, especially when there's a chance to advance that ball. There was so much space. At that point, you're thinking that was a bit needless. Now, when you've been gifted a ball right inside the penalty area of your opponent, just too many touches for me. And like you rightly said, I think when you're drawing goalers in such a huge game, you start to showboat.
Always looking at the confidence level of Benjamin Asari anytime he's trying to play from the back. And that didn't seem like a goalkeeper who was on any threat at all. And again, it's another late extension of the arm there on Echidogli.
It was. For a second, he lost that ball, but I think Mohamed Hussein wasn't looking in an attempt to win that ball. Just look at that. Yeah, he lost at the end, clearly. Hussein. It's a natural movement of the arm there, but unfortunately for him, this catches, you know, the truth of Echidogli.
Again, it's one of the difficult moments there for players to just have the ball. Hartlepool have scored 2 goals in their last 5 matches with Baba Adamu currently playing as the left full back, and Henry Kweku, who's not playing a part. Bambrilla here, squares one, finds space. Aidem, Efsin, and Echidogli. But this time Asari will have to collect that one.
Yeah, that's not beaten Benjamin Asari, but it was a good combination there, a couple of players, but Echidogli right there, arriving on time to hit that one. And the build-up, Hearts of Oak protesting that Rafael Amponsa should have won a foul there because he was impeded, but that was a good work there. You have Efson just teeing up Echidogli, and not enough power behind that ball.
It's been a feisty and a fearless contested game, isn't it?
It has, and we've seen between the intervals that, you know, the physicality sometimes. We've seen the 2 yellow cards, you know, happening in the space of a minute. We've seen some good balls as well, but you sometimes have to take the risk. Something both teams haven't done so far in this game, even though Heart of Lions, they've had larger shelf possession. They've advanced the ball, you know, more than Heart of Oak. They've had more touches in the opposition penalty area as well. And you need a lot more, you know, to crack open either defense. You need a lot more from the attackers.
One of the things really are working hard for Hearts of Oak this season really has been their defensive lines and the goalkeepers. Got in the setup, Suleiman Abashi, another very quality goalkeeper. We also had Asari, and then comes Aban, and Hamza Isa, and safety first there from Aban.
And they want to put himself in any sort of, you know, tight situation there. There was no support as well for Aban. Lifting that one out of play, and you'd always think, you know, he's built that good, formidable partnership with Robin Hennessy, who's out, and Fauzi Ali today, you'd say, has complemented, you know, his strength so well. And that was that foul. Emmanuel Amankwa, he's been quiet over some time now, but it was a sin, so just lunges into him. You talk about Hearts of Oak not really scoring goals, and you know, I think sometimes their failure to allow the fullbacks to join attack, you know, sometimes makes them a bit blunt and flat up front. And today, you know, with the exception of Baba Demu, who's, you know, really been active down the line on the left-hand side, we've not really seen Emmanuel Amankwa bump forward and apply any sort of support to the attackers.
Echidogli once again is always going to be the man to look out for when he's on the ball at the midfield. Well, Hearts of Oak have the most number of clean sheets, 19 in the Premier League. Benjamin Asai with 12, Solomon Agbasi with 6, and Shaibu with 1. Makes them one of the best sides in terms of our defensive play.
And these are historic numbers, Graham. These are huge numbers that could, you know, really set so many records defensively. You know, they've only considered in 6 games. That's impressive. You know, and they've only considered more than a goal twice in 25 games, and those 2 games were 2-2 against Gold Stars at home, and that 2-0 defeat to Kerala United in Tamale. So for 23 games, they've not conceded more than a goal. See that they are not conceding, or they only concede 1 goal, and you know, to some extent, these are crazy numbers for a side. Well, the only problem has been the fact that they are not scoring goals for Hearts of Oak, and that's where the head coach speaks about how frustrating it is. Once you have such a tight defense and you can complement it with a good, sharp attack, then you're on your way to winning the title, I guess.
Yeah, 2 players colliding on each other. Oh, the Hearts of Oak player just down there looking for support there. Bit of a worrying scenario there for the Phobians as well. And so coming back into the game, with 2 minutes of added time, we're picking information. And Stephen Asari Apia just going down together with Yao Danso.
That was a heavy one. Even though you'd say the intensity of the game has been, a bit low sometimes. We've seen it at a very high tempo, but we've seen so many aggressive tackles, the nudges, the push, the shoving, and it's just typical of this game whenever they play here at the Kpando Stadium.
So the numbers will continue to swell here at the Kpando Stadium as we approach the end of the first half. Every time you get to see the teams coming up spectacularly on top and taking advantage of a slip or a blip there defensively, you'll see how the teams recover quickly. And Asari is always able to pick up his man there. And Chedogli is still down.
I think that was an off-the-ball incident. The referee just not seeing that.
Well, so far, 2 yellow cards. Not too many controversial decisions that have been taken today, but I get to tell you that the referee has been pretty much clean.
Yeah, he has, and you talk about that moment, of mayhem in the space of just a minute or two, where we saw Ishmael Ado being carded, but right before that was a point who halted a Heart of Lions attack, and since then, it's been flat at times, but that's it. We've not even spoken about the weather conditions, Graham. It's quite hot, and sometimes it takes a toll on these players, externally. And you talk about Hearts of Oak, they love to press, counter press at all times, but today it looks like they are going with the mid block. They are not really exerting too much energy to win the ball up front. They rather need to keep their shape in the middle of the pitch to win the balls.
Jali, series of errors going on. Dogley. Tell you what, it's been one of the games to always look up to, the battle of the hearts here at the Kpando Stadium. Clearly, there hasn't really been any clear-cut opportunity, except to say that a Bambila strike there, gracing the net, was the only effort that Heart of Lions would say they came closer scoring. But this is a game where the Phobians, after the draw with Holy Stars, certainly want to get themselves back into the scoring sheet there. Benjamin Asari has also been pretty much quiet this afternoon there. But the second half, another 45 minutes is all we're waiting for to see which of the two sides will be able to pick up the 3-point stake here. And so you've been seeing the performance of Lions and Hearts of Oak in terms of possession and the yellow card, one apiece, I should say.
Yeah, the shot, we saw one shot on target by Ishmael Ado, the other from Mauli Wayu, that had, but then calmly collected by Jason Neti. And possession-wise, we've seen Heart of Oak also having a larger share, 57% to 43% of Heart of Lions, and the corners also going in favor of Heart of Lions.
So this is a game where we come back in the second half to see what really happens here. Half time here, Heart of Lions 0, Heart of Oak 0.
45 minutes down here at the Kwando Sports Stadium. It's goalless between Heart of Lions and Heart of Folk. A game that saw few half chances in the first 45 minutes. Maybe the second half would actually come alive. My name is Mutalayak. I've been joined by the assistant coach of Heart of Folk, Abdul Ghazali. Coach, 45 minutes. How would you assess the performance of your boys?
Well, today, tactically, we look good from what we have analyzed from our training. Up to now, we are doing it right in the pitch. The only thing that we are not getting is the final third, how our three attackers are going to run. And I think if they are sometimes they do it and then the balls are not getting to them. If our two center backs or the goalkeeper try to play the ball in behind the opponents, definitely we are going to get a good result here. So far, so good for our team.
Of course. And when you get into that dressing room, how the team talk go?
Well, you see, we just what we need is to encourage them to keep on doing the runs. If they go one and doesn't come, they shouldn't stop. They need to start do another one or two, three times. Definitely, we'll get our rhythm.
Okay, coach, we wish you the very best for the second 45 minutes. Abdul Ghazali is the assistant coach of Heart of Folk. Now I'll be joined by the assistant coach of Heart of Lions, a legend. He played in the Ghana Premier League, won titles with Asante Kotoko. Daniel Ni AJ. 45 minutes goalless at the break. Are you disappointed with the result?
No, I'm not disappointed. I would say it has been a good game. Both teams are playing very well, and then I think tactically everybody is doing well. So I would say the first half is a good game.
Of course, we've not had a lot of chances coming from your side. What needs to change going into the second half?
I think we need to push more and then run a little bit more up front. I think if we are able to do that, we'll be able to score goal.
Well, let's see what happens with that. We wish you the very best. Daniel Nieji, assistant coach for Heart of Lions. It's goalless between Heart of Lions and Heart of Folk in match day 26 of the Ghana Premier League. Let's take a quick breather. When we return, Francis Aboyibo will join me for the first half analysis.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing Ghana's own petroleum resources to support the provision of adequate and reliable supply of petroleum products and reduce the country's dependence on crude oil imports, charting in the process. In education, the corporation has, among other things, constructed over 150 classroom and dormitory facilities and awarded over 4,000 scholarships to deserving Ghanaian students at the graduate and postgraduate education levels. Recognizing the importance of preserving Ghana's natural environment and the health of its people, GNPC has funded the construction of over 700 borehole water systems, 86 sanitary facilities, and 30 AstroTurf pitches to enhance physical and sporting health. GNPC, powering dreams.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. In the valleys, keep your head up high. Got to dream with Puma dreams. Yeah, believe it, you can achieve. Oh yeah, clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make it oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you. Puma Drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advert is FDA.
What's the matter? Even watches Ghana football these days.
Do you know Charles Taylor?
The president.
Charles the Terror Taylor. He terrorized defenses with his dribbles. Who know Don Bote? He screamed at the stadium. Was like before the general lifting up trophies. Stephen Ojo is orchestrating the game. The legends of yesterday, they have paved way for the heroes of today. Do you know the Ghana Premier League?
No, Dad.
It's our game, it's our pride. And you watch it now live every weekend from now on.
Catch the Ghana Premier League live this and every weekend.
Friday here at the Kwando Sports Stadium. Again, happy to all Muslims in Ghana and around the world. But here we're having some form of entertainment. Even though goals have not been produced in this one, it has still been a good first 45 minutes between Heart of Lions and Heart of Oak. It's the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and on your TV. My name is Mutala Yakubu here with Francis Aboibo Blackgate. I enjoyed the first half thoroughly, both teams cancelling each other out very well.
Yeah. You look at the permutations. That was a very tactical masterclass from both coaches out there in the first 45 minutes. You look at Coach Didi Dramani. What we've seen from Hearts of Oak the entire season, their defensive units untouched and breached by Hearts of Lions. They've basically reduced the attacking players of Hearts of Lions to nothing. They carry no threat. You look at Senso, who in the first 15 minutes of the game shows flashes of his individual brilliance. After that, Hearts of Oak Frank Amankwa put a lot of brakes on him. You look at Baba Ademo on the other side, putting Moses Adam under constant check, and he had no breathing space. They tried to carve out Hearts of Oak in central midfield through Echedogli and Ishmael Adu. But you look at Abdul Karim, and together with this Rafael Amponsa, they've done a very great job in central midfield for Hearts of Ali Mohammed.
But there's been so many instances where Karim has lost concentration.
Yeah,
it almost cost Hearts of Oak.
Yes, in terms of his problem is his decision making in terms of how the transition on the ball. He has to be quicker. And Hearts of Lions found out that he's someone that they can double up on and stifle the ball on top of the pitch from him. That's why you've seen that Benjamin Asari read into the permutation and stopped playing those short passes on top of the penalty box to him. But the flip side, you look at Heart of Lions, what did they do? Defensively wise, they've been very solid as well. Ebenezer Aban together with Ali Fauzi did a great job in terms of how they dealt with Hamza Issa. Hamza Issa had one or two sniff at goal. He had one clear header with the goalkeeper Jason dealt with. But in terms of the exchanges, you could tell that these two teams cancel each other out to premium effect.
Of course. Now, one thing I've observed is that even though Heart of Lions are having the lion's share of possession and controlling the ball, up front, they look a bit light with just Michael Efson between Afrane and Ali Mohammed.
Yeah, if you look at Michael Efson, he's been starved of decent services up front. So he's compelled to drop deep into central midfield to pick the ball and try to link up with the attacking players. And by so doing, you take a lot away from him. He had to run about 50 meters to be able to get into the penalty box. And that's not the ideal thing to do when you are playing against Hearts of Oak. He has to stay up front, let the central midfielders carry the ball to him. But, you know, the transition is slow on both of occasions. For Hearts of Oak, Abdul Karim needs to play the ball quicker. And if you look at Hussein Mohammed, he tries to over-elaborate on the ball. And Echedogli will not give you the opportunity to have your field day. And if you look at what Hearts of Oak are trying to do on top of the pitch, they are trying to play the ball in terms of the area ability. But if you look at Ebenezer Aban and co, they will not give you the opportunity to be able to bully them in the air.
Of course, now, one thing I've also observed is both goalkeepers haven't done enough in this game or haven't been tested enough. But the few occasions where Benjamin Asari has been called into action, he's been able to deal with the situation very well, especially shots from H.A. Dogley and one from Fauzi from a long range. Benjamin has dealt with them.
Yeah, you look at Benjamin Asari, he's by far one of the best shot stoppers in the Ghana Premier League. You look at that shot from Echedogli.
Currently, you say he's the best because he's the number one for the Black Stars. The only locally based player, being called up for Ghana's friendly against Austria and Germany. So he can boast that he's the number one.
Yeah, you look at that first half, he pulled off one or two decent saves, one from Echedogli and then one from Asenso, and the other one flashed across the goalpost, but he had it under control. You look at what Heart of Lions are doing. Like I said, Asenso needs to get more onto the ball. On this day, the wing backs in Danso and Bismarck and him, like we used to know in the previous game, they used to surge forward to join the attack in terms of the counter attack and try to whip in decent crosses. But what Hearts of Oak are doing, they've planted bodies on top of them. You look at Mauli Wayo at the other side, and then the chap spotted in the number 20 JC, Stephen Apia Asari, on the other side as well. They are very tricky. They can have Jinx step over and take you to the byline and cut off. They've done that on one or two occasions, and they pick a clue from that. That's the reason why you see that the wing backs of Heart of Lions, basically this afternoon, are not taking the gamble to search forward to try to support the attack. But at a point in time, they have to start doing that because for now, Hearts of Oak are extremely comfortable in terms of their defensive shape.
It's a home game for Heart of Lions. Definitely, they would be chasing the game, trying to get all 3 points. But holistically, what must change for them? Is it a change in system or a change in personnel? Because I look at their bench, and they have Chauncey Freeman, who started the season brilliantly with them on the bench. It looks like Michael Efson against two defenders of Heart of Oak is not working for the Lions.
Well, you look at basically in that first, Heart of Lions started with a 4-3-3 formation. So what they are varying it in terms of transition. It turns into a 4-2-3-1 with only Efson on top, like you said. What they have to do is they can alternate it and play a 4-4-2 with variations of 3-5-2. That one will give them enough bodies on top of the pitch. And if you are looking at the substitute, player number 7, Paul Ataje, is a winger. He can do like-for-like substitutions for either Moses Aidem or Asenso. Then if you want to add up an extra body on top of the pitch, the chance of Freeman can get onto the pitch. And you add him up together to play together with this thing, what's the name? Efson, so that they can be able to have two bodies on top, so that they can cause so much problems to Hearts of Oak in the second half.
For Hearts of Oak, I mean, they would want to apply the old adage that says, if it's not broken, you don't fix it. But sometimes the lure of trying to get 3 points can be very, very strong. They have some very good players on the bench, the likes of George Paku, Kwaku Henry on the bench, and would want to actually see if they can throw the kitchen sink at Heart of Lions and see if they can get a goal. So let's see what happens in the second 45 minutes. The players and the officials are returning to the pitch, but we'll take a quick breather. When we return, Benjamin Willie Graham and Jose Okokwe will take you through the second half.
opportunities that both sides are expected to have. And just looking at the two teams remain unchanged from the first half, and here we go in the second half. It is going to be Bando Hearts of Lions to get us underway from the left to right. Hearts of Oak in their old traditional rainbow and white predominantly. Still how we started the second half, or the first half certainly would determine which of the two sides may have the potential of coming out with something. Lions to have the opportunity of coming out on top, looking at how the home record so far have been this season.
Yeah, and an interesting first half, just one shot apiece to either side, but there's quite more. We could definitely get to see a bit more physicality as well, but for Hearts of Oak, it's always trying to be very, very compact at the back.
Alban and Ahmed Isa. And again, it's going to be Hamza Isa not able to go around Alban. H. Dogley here for Lions, stringing play down to the left-hand side, picking up Asenso. And always getting the one-on-one scenario there. And trying to find space with Efson. And yet to get another bets of passes there to Ishmaelado. Efson is bit into it. Well, the Phobias again also giving the ball away. Some bit of smarts from former midfield Supremo near Jay for Santa Cruz, of course, some years ago, and now assistant coach there for Hearts of Lions. Bit of concern there for Hearts of Oak. They have the player down.
Yeah, it looks to be Stephen Apiasari. Just a couple of seconds ago, he was initiating the attack for Accra Hearts of Oak after a good stop, and I think that injury is as a result of that block he did earlier on to win the ball from Michael Epson. He doesn't seem fine though, and that was it over there. I think he just pulled the muzzle. Yeah, he did. Just pulled a muzzle, a tight muzzle there. It could be a bit painful for him, especially when you have some equally good attackers on the bench, the likes of George Parku, Yaman Kwabe, if he can play as a winger. Then also there's Henry Kweku Boateng, who's a similar player, same profile to Stephen Apiasari. Coach Masoud Dizzy Dramani wouldn't really be in a dilemma as to if he could just throw someone on to replace him.
So it's looking for the rounds there for the two sides going forward into the game. Marley Wayo getting ball taken off his feet, and the Phobias trying to keep the ball themselves and not able to give it away. Back into the defensive half of Hearts of Oak once again, not the best of clearance there, but it's going to be an own goal. Well, just off the crossbar there, not the best of clearance from the left full back for Hearts of Oak, Baba Damu. And again, unexpectedly, the ball just moving down to the other side.
Yeah, trajectory of the ball, just look at that. Just had a spin on it. It was a top spin, but I think that should have been a foul to Hearts of Oak. Aiden left it a bit late. Yeah, he did. A bit late on Baba Damu. Baba Damu protested.
Yeah, the corner kick just being headed wide by Hearts of Oak. Baba Damu once again for yet another corner kick. Talking about it's going to be an outswinger or an in-swinger, depends on how ball is whipped in here by Yao Danso. And the referee seems to have a lot of crowd in the 6-yard area there, and that's potentially one of the things most things have been doing.
Yeah.
Crowding the goalkeeper, trying to make sure there's a lot of shoving and pushing in the box.
It looks like a worldwide routine now.
Yeah. More swagging. And H. Dogley is able to pick up the wins here. Yaldas was trying to go around, but Bob Dunn again has been fouled here. Not sure disappointment and surprise of the player. He thought he won the ball.
He doesn't. That smile on his face. I don't know, but yeah, he does it, but a bit more aggressive. So much power from Babademu. He's a strong lad. When he allow you to bully him, he always uses his strength to his advantage, and at that point you could see him doing that.
Again, another free kick opportunity to Heart of Lions. Steven Asari appear and Mohamed Hussein behind the ball. As a two-man wall. Whilst you have Lions looking to find space here with a set piece. Fans really calling for a goal there. Two players already bundling each other down. Ali Mohammed and Aban just going at each other.
Yeah.
Again, this is where the conflict starts. This is where the wrestling starts. It's going to be Aldanso to set this ball, propel the ball into the box. Once again, it's been near post. And it's Asari eventually picked it up here.
Yeah, you could see positively Heart of Oak. The crowd in Benjamin Asari, they're offering so much support there, and the protection to the goalkeeper is just top notch. And like you said, in recent times we've seen opposition players try to crowd the goalkeeper.
Apambila, Lions. Now Senso. He's got to take his man on. Looking to drag the ball back. And Asari here stays on course. Aban, Echidogli, back to Aban, and now Echidogli wins it for Lions. Okay, to square one to Ali. On to the plaudits of the fans who are enjoying every bit of the game. Well, Hearts of Oak are the only team to have conceded a single-digit number of goals, 9 after 25 games. They have accumulated the most away points in the Premier League this season with an impressive total of 22. Also looking to accumulate yet another point in the game here, but it hasn't really led up to the expectation. Echidogli in a sense of combining here, and now finds the left full back in him. Abambila is a target for the ball, and Hearts of Oak will have to concede a corner kick under that intense pressure from Lions.
Yeah, they're piling up the pressure now. They are just taking the game to Accra Heart of Oak, and Heart of Oak would have to keep concentration levels. They would have to keep their focus intact at this point. And for Heart of Lions, it's about being expansive, and you'd always say that they are using the flanks to very, very good effect. Allowing the fullbacks to also join the attack.
Here they come. It was yet another corner kick, right-footed one here for Lions. Ball would have to whip into the far post, and this time he's been headed away by Baba Damu. And there comes another ball to the far side. Very poor play there from Lions. And Kevin Asenso could have done better.
You're wondering why he chose to find his teammate who was in open space and unmarked with such a high ball, where he could have just hit that one, on the tip for his teammate.
Aban. Well, defensively, he's been very solid at the back there for Lions. Goes down under that challenge. And again, he goes against Lions, rather.
So Didi Dramani is a bit livid. No questioning, some of the decisions they're not going his way. A couple of Baba never won any, and this time again, he believes that should have been a foul to him. Referee wasting too much time. Again, the more you look at the replay, the more confused you get. For a second you're thinking it was Aban who was caught late.
Yeah, the referee Robert Mosages, again this time not getting the call right, and the reason the two coaches were at each other. Lions back with possession. Ronaldo dragging the ball to the right-hand side. The Aldanso is always going to be the man there, just dumming two players. Ball whipped into the box once again, cleared away by Ali Mohammed. Back to Echidogli. Another possession there for Lions. Enim. Asensu trying to pick up Enim again. A reverse pass to him. Not successful. And now Hearts of Oak would have to take the advantage and move forward the ball. Emmanuel Amankwa has been one of the maybe quiet players for the right full-back position for Hearts of Oak this afternoon. Yet again, Ali Mohammed would have to come into the game there, but the switch of the position there, having Opwa Frani sitting at the heart of defense with Ali Mohammed and Raf Lamponsa just the holding midfield role. Again, that takes a little bit of energy away from Hartlepool defensive play, isn't it?
Yeah, you have these two players up front being more of a playmaker. He loves to start play because he's a centre back, and his biggest quality has to do with his passing ability. But then Rafael Ponsa, more of a marauding player, loves to break play, a bit more physical as well. So there's been a change in the system for Hartlepool today, even though, both are defensive midfielders. You'd see that they're struggling to build up from the back because that holding midfielder in Rafael Ponsa isn't always available there, to just collect that ball and try to feed off the players making the runs.
The Heart of Lions have at least scored a goal in their last 4 home matches. Michael Evson, he scored 4 goals in the last 7 matches in all competitions. Seed of Asante has scored 2 in the same run. Goalless here. Heart of Lions nil. Hartlepool nil. 10 minutes in the second half gone here. Once again, all the players trying to come out with something. Decision now to be made with Hartlepool trying to come up with a substitution. So trying to have in a team introduction. George, well, again, it's going to be an introduction of Frank Abora Duku. And just taking the place there of Stephen Apiasari.
That could be a huge tactical switch there, huge one, because throwing on Frank Abora Duku means that Hartlepool have got 2 number 9s on the pitch, and per the indication I'm getting, perhaps Hamza Issa could be drifted a bit to the left-hand side. The 4-3-3 hasn't really worked to perfection for them, because you have the Heart of Lions, midfield and defense working so hard to block the passing lanes and also nullify the strength of Stephen Apiasari, who's been taken off, and then also Maoli Wayu at the right-hand side. So you're wondering perhaps they could go with a 4-4-2 diamond, at least having Hamza Issa play off the shoulders of these 2 attackers maybe.
Again, it's going to be a decision there by the coaches to ensure that there's a bit of rotation and quality play. Seems to be a concern there for Lions is H.A. Dogley, who's been guided out of the pitch there after picking up a little bit of a knock scenario, which could also alter the play there of Heart of Lions.
Yeah, he's been by far their best player this afternoon. Very calm play on the ball, so difficult to dispossess. Spain practically their playmaker, makes it so easy for them to build up from the back. And that injury, if not next, could really be a huge blow to Lions.
Down to 10. Lions now after the exit of H. Dogley, who has been treated on the pitch. Meantime, Hartlepool would have to strike off any other attempt there by Lions to see if they can push forward. Maoli Wayo charging here. And a clear volley has been taken off his feet there by Ismail Ado.
And this time they have space. The numerical advantage is just playing in their favour. Now with H. Dogley still on the sidelines receiving shipment. But that was a good solo run there by Maoli Wayo. Not really seeing the best of him, but that's what he loves to do. Plays with so much energy. That run from deep nearly causing problems.
To Karim, playing well with Wafani, back to Karim, and fine spirit with Amankwa. Begin to advertise a cross into the box once again, and repelled by Yao Danso. But again, it's been won beautifully by Fauzi Ali. And Lions seem to be currently all over the place trying to win back possession. Huge put into the box there, and the referee really calling for a break in that game because there is going to be a foul there. Only while meantime there's some bit of tempers flaring up by Badamu and Efsin having to go at each other at the moment.
It's a bit heated. No, it's been from the first half. we've seen it, especially with Babadamu, a bit more physical. We've spoken about the fact that he never drops his guard. Always physical and aggressive. The makeshift left back for Hartlepool.
After Lions have kept 11 clean sheet in total, with Lawrence Osei, the goalkeeper, who's just moved out to the States, keeping most of them, leaving current goalkeeper Jason Nutter with just 2 clean sheets in the league. He's conceded 6 goals in the last 5 matches, been imposed there for Heart of Lions yet again. Another decision going against Heart of Lions, and fans showing the concern and not really happy about it.
Yeah, they aren't, but it's just so typical of this game. The shrugging, the physicality a bit. Yeah, but I think at that point it was the advantage just played by Robert Musse.
Ball sent in once again.
Yeah, that was a cross again, and so much space there for Babadamu at the left hand side. Yeah, that ball had crossed. Well, gone past the byline. Again, and anytime he moves into an attacking position, you expect a very, very good whip, a very good delivery into the box. But it's been so difficult getting him there because Heart of Lions are working extra hard to prevent all these balls into the channels.
A lovely piece of work there from Abambila now. Senso picks the pieces together, trying to link one up there. Ali Mohammed with a header. And it counts. Eche Dogley is back on his feet now. Eche Dogley goes around his man. Eche Dogley squares one to the right hand side. Hands out for the offside, but the referee says no. Ball whipped into the box again. Asensu was looking to have a half volley on that one. Anim back to Asensu. And Heart of Lions squares one, but this time is well collected by Asari. This one is just a training ground for Benjamin Asari.
Yeah, it is. They're making it so easy for him now. They are sending all the ball straight to him, and with his height and that aerial prowess, you just wouldn't be beating Asari with those balls. Just need some quality, of deliveries into the box, and you'll be hoping that the tall FC would also position himself very well to get to the end of that.
Offside flag really going up against FC.
Fraction offside there to earlier second. Early there. Kind of number of times he's in offside. Well, he's still timing the runs. You're in the position of the back line of Hartlepool.
much of a physical game there. Fazi Ali is a player who's been fouled there by Mohamed Hussein, and still trying to have a work there with referee Robert Moshi.
He's been lenient for some time, and that's the word of caution to him. The next one definitely will attract a booking.
25 matches already been played between Heart of Oak and Heart of Lions. 8 wins there for Heart of Lions. Eleven wins there for Heart of Oak, with 6 of the games there being a draw. Interestingly, the Heart of Oak's visit here to Kwando has been 9 visits so far. 3 wins for them, 3 draw and 3 defeats. It's their 10th visit here to the Kwando Stadium. And we're trying to make sure they have the 4th win here against the Kwando Lads. As there, you have Billa moving in. Asensu goes into the box now, and there's Benjamin Asari out to pick this one.
And nearly lost that second ball there. They've been late to react, Heart of Oak, in this game as far as the second balls, are concerned. Again, good run there at Bambila, but no one trying to get to that one. Asenso nearly get into it. Should have been dangerous for Hartlepool.
So it's going to be a very tough game between the two. Since their introduction to the Premier League, really, Hearts of Lions have sometimes become one of the most difficult sides to beat in the Premier League. Those are the top teams do have it a little bit tough here. To recall, most interesting display there with Midiyama in terms of how they were able to pick up that single victory here. They scored early in the first half and they maintained that momentum to the end of the game.
Yeah, and it's not just that game, but other games as well. And it came within a span where you'd say, Heart of Lions were at their lowest this season. At a point where things were not really going well for them, on and off the pitch. But I think since they, recovered from that slump, I think it's been good for them. That 3-1 win against Kotoko, was a win that actually catapulted them towards the top half of the table.
The best of play there from Moses Saidem. Now Mohamed Hussein and now Baba Damu Mauliwayo for Hearts of Oak. Now the Phobians having up to Karim, dragging the ball down to the right hand side. Apuafrani gets support there from Asari. And here comes Ali Mohammed. Zaban being the man at the back there, Eche Dogley. He's controlled the midfield quite well there for Hearts of Lions. Eche Dogley, pretty much a calm player. The best of control there from Bismarck Enim. And now Nete would have to clear his lines quite well. Efsin beating to it there by Opuafrani. Karim dropping the ball down to Mohamed Hussein. Intercepted, but again a slip there from Fauzi Ali. Allows Mohamed to pick it up, and Ishmaelado this time wins it there for Hearts of Lions, trying to get Idem on the ascendancy here. Efsin waiting in the middle. And then he goes around his man again, but Mohamed Hussein does well to win it back. But the referee, the assistant referee on the far side, did see or spot some bit of a notch there. It's a yellow card and it's flashed down to Ali Mohammed. Two centre backs of Hearts of Oak been booked.
Yeah, I think that was a pull. That was a pull on Idem, just right there. Reduce that speed of Idem. Idem also protested at that point, and Ali in disbelief. I think it was the right call. It happened within a split second there, but it happens sometimes. And Hearts of Oak now having both centre backs in the referees' books could slow them a bit, but it's also dependent on what Coach Bashir Hayford would want to do. Would he want to stick Michael Efson right in between them, allow him to cause them some more troubles? Perhaps there could be a sending off, but I think that was some good run there by Idem.
Set piece opportunity now for Hearts of Lions to deal with the Hearts of Oak without the defensive lines well set up to handle this set piece. Certainly what the players are looking to see what exactly will be coming out of this. Yard Dansus being the expert set piece taker there for Hearts of Lions. Another ball swung into the box there. A band goes in, bit in, and then it's going to be yet another attempt to hit this one. But not again the best way to play that from Ismail Bampila.
He fails to hit that cleanly. That ball forced cleanly to him. Could see Alban going up there to protest for it. There was Amponsa also trying to narrow that space for Bambila. We talk about Lions players who've gone missing practically the whole game, and I think Bambila has been one.
Ado, and here comes Enim Asenso. Forming some bit of a huge ring around the own defensive lines there. And Dogley. Here comes another ball swung into the ball. Sadamu with a header here. Hussein wins it for Hearts of Oak. Good control there from Hussein. Tearing off on the right hand side is Doku. Good play now from Doku. He's got Hussein in the box waiting. Doku here swings one. And Aban with a slight and very timely interception wins it out for Hearts of Lions. And Hearts of Oak's attack breaks down. Meantime, they have to turn things on the other side. And referee hesitates a little bit. Initially wanted to go with a whistle, but trying to play the advantage. And Hearts of Oak do have a concern with a player down here.
Yeah, it's all about the tempo. Earlier on, Doku, failing to just control that ball neatly with the first touch. The first touch just letting him down, takes him too far away, from 18-yard box. Game the return ball into the box being dealt with, but there's a physicality, and for a second you're thinking the referee would have whistled, but we're at the point of the game where the intensity is so high. You don't see him calling for those casual balls there. Just look at that. Yeah, I think that was a foul on Amponsa. It was on the knee after colliding with Asenso.
Cooling break at the moment here at the Pando Stadium. Very humid here. Talk about the temperature.
It's hot. We've not really spoken about that, but that's where it takes a toll. And I've spoken about the fact that Accra Hearts of Oak, they love to press, especially in away games, and that's why they're the best away performers in the league this season. The way they set up in away games is quite different, but today you don't see them pressing high up the pitch, trying to win the balls, in the attacking 10, trying to counter press and all that, all because it's a bit hot here. And like you said, humidity a bit low, weather conditions around 33 degrees Celsius tells you how hot it is. And sometimes weather conditions could just a larger extent affect how players respond to the atmosphere and the output they give. And I think today Hearts of Oak hasn't really shown the kind of performances they give on the road, which makes them by far the best travelers in the league.
Yeah, tell you what, feels hotter, 36 degrees Celsius here. Clear conditions expected around 7 p.m. Temperature range between 26 to 35.
Tell you what, that's hot.
Absolutely.
That's very hot.
Hearts of Oak, after 13 away games, have 6 wins, 4 draw and 3 defeats with an impressive 11 goals scored and only 6 goals conceded in away games. Only won once, that's against Kotoko in the last 5 matches, Hearts of Oak. And the referee just whistling for yet another infringement. And Hearts of Lions player down. Approaching.
Aban isn't happy. He's not happy, with that tackle, that nudge on H.A. Dogley right from behind. It was Abdul Karim who was instructing H.A. Dogley to get up on his feet.
He's got to be the most tackled player in the game, isn't he?
Yeah, I would agree with you. He's suffered the most fouls so far. He's gone off to receive treatment for about 4 minutes. And that's due to the fact that he's seen most of the ball for Hearts of Lions this afternoon.
Pushing the final quarter of an hour to be played here at the Pando Stadium. Asenso has got a chance here to following this one in, blocked by Mankwa. H.A. Dogley trying to control, not the best of control there for him. Aban here for Hearts of Lions. And here comes the name, H.A. Dogley. Always trying to control the tempo of the game there, the central midfielder. Three goalless drawn games against Holy Stars, Brecon, Chelsea and Betjem United. And a 2-1 defeat to Gold Stars. One of the defeats that Hearts of Oak really are not impressed at all with the team's performance on the day. An away game for Hearts of Oak, and they expected a lot in terms of the team's performance on the day.
Yeah, well, this afternoon they've lost that midfield battle. We have 3 players in midfield: Hussein, you have a point sign, then also Abdul Karim or losing. It's just that double pivot of Ishmelado and Echedogli.
Into the last 15 minutes of the game, and D. Dramani can't afford to yet again have another goalless drawn game in the Premier League. And again, you have Duku, pretty much busy since his introduction, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what they've been trying to do now. You know, just switching Duku to the right-hand side, not Hamza Issa. Hamza Issa stays central. You can see him drifting towards, you know, that line there, hoping that the long balls will be hit so he can just head one down towards the path of Hamza Issa. It's not really worked to perfection though. We just saw a moment ago, you know, that routine.
Abdul Karim, and here comes Baba Damu. And he has been shoved up the ball there by Yidem.
He's been the busiest of, you know, the defenders of Hearts of Oak. Baba Damu were combining both defensive and attacking duties this afternoon. It's impressive how, you know, as a centre back naturally, you know, he's able to fit into that left back role, and he plays it so well.
Sometimes you just look at how Lions have dictated the pace of the game, and yet again have not shown any of the efforts at goal in terms of the ball hitting the back of the net. Then Mohamed Hussein also picks a yellow card.
It has been coming. The last time it was, you know, a foul on Arban. That was where the caution went to him. You know, it was a word of caution, but this time I think, you know, the referee has been far too lenient with him, and yeah, he had to go into the books of the referee. Hussein, so industrious, you know, worked so hard, but I think in this game his first touches, you know, has let him down a couple of times. Poor first touches, you know, being tasked to play as that number 10 to link the 2 midfielders, and then also the attack. We've not seen most of that. He loves to operate in those tight spaces.
I'll tell you what, you've got 3 players of Hearts of Oak on a yellow card. And your last game played. Now the red card and your captain, Kelvin Osesibe. And there comes the opportunity now for Hearts of Lions. As they try to find space there, ball whipped in by Pampila. And it just skying that effort there. At least they kick off a play over Hearts of Oak, so that's a corner kick.
Yeah, that was a deflection. Good call by the referee. That could have been, you know, a thunder strike if that one had been on target. Just shot one to a knee. I think Hearts of Oak players do so well to just, you know, rush and block it.
And again, you talk about the movement in and around the 6-yard area. And again, where the goalkeeper is certainly free.
Yeah, quite a lot of protection.
Just again, you have a lot of players moving around and trying to see if they can get off. And yet another player has gone down and looking for the call of the referee there, but he has the courage to get up and continue with the game. I tell you what, it's becoming a very interesting game, especially when it comes to set pieces here. There's a merry-go-round in the 6-yard area, ball whipped into the far post once again. And Lions again failing to deal with the scenario there. Very poor play there from Hearts of Lions. Fauzi Ali.
Well, you give credit to Hearts of Oak with the way they've defended, you know, set pieces, especially the corner ball situations this afternoon. They can count, you know, up to 9 Hearts of Oak players in the box at every point in time.
Hearts of Oak would have to make 2 changes quickly. Double substitution there for the Phobians. And also withdrawing Mohamed Hussein. And also coming in to replace him there is Ranford Mensah. So those are the changes there. Ranford Mensah himself did play in the last game against Holy Stars, sat out today. And I'll be given a chance to play a part now. Used to play in the left full back position there for Hearts of Oak. The condition here clearly tells you what's happening.
Yeah, it could be an interesting, last 10 minutes for especially Hearts of Oak. Ransford Mensah, the natural left back, would rather play as a left midfielder for the remainder of this game.
And Echi Douglas has been fouled the last 10 minutes or so in the game. And the referee really is going to have yet another card. So Hearts of Oak, right full back, Emmanuel Amankwa. 4 yellow cards to Hearts of Oak. So far, 5 yellow cards being shown by the referee, Robert Mose. 4 of those going to Hearts of Oak.
Yeah, 3 of them being defenders. The only midfielder in there was Hussein, who has been withdrawn, a couple of minutes ago. Now you have 3 of the 4 defenders of Hearts of Oak in the referee's books now. You're not seeing how Heart of Lions are trying to take advantage of that, though.
Come on. Good pass now to Asenso. Cut back beautifully. Oh, looking for the round here. And him claims the ball in. Has been blocked beautifully by Opon Frane for a corner kick.
A lovely combination on the left-hand side, all beginning with a brilliance of Echi Douglas. One good pass, and everything starts to fall apart for Hearts of Oak. But in him's ball, targeting the goalkeeper's area to plant that ball.
Shmelado finds space. Asenso turns around, and here comes the rounder of Enim. Well, again, very poor play there from the left full back, Enim.
Yeah, Bashir Hayford is not happy at all, especially when you've had limited chances in the attacking third, and he had so much time and space. Another injury concern for Hearts of Oak. It looks like another Mankwa has picked up enough.
Yeah, again, a concern there. Hearts of Oak have made how many changes so far, and the Hearts of Lions yet to make a change.
It tells you how Hearts of Oak are struggling under the weather conditions currently. It is a bit hot. We've seen the players a bit boisterous sometimes, a bit more aggressive. 4 yellow cards for them. One of the recipients, Hussein, taking off already for Paku. I think they're struggling this afternoon. They're really struggling. They've not really created anything meaningful up front. Just one shot on target all game. They've not tested Jason Nete enough. He's been on a virtual holiday since making that save of Mauli Wayo's header in the first half.
3 changes so far for Hearts of Oak. 3 changes. And Hearts of Lions have kept the first 11 yet to change in the game. Trying to make sure that they have the team right. I tell you what, it doesn't really look likely that Amankwa is going to come back after the injury. And so that's going to be the 4th change there for Hearts of Oak as well. So you're going to throw in Amankwa Befi. Emmanuel Amankwa out, and another Amankwa is going to come in again. Hamza Issa. And he's been fouled there. Should be a yellow card offense. And again, the referee can see that to be a clean tackle from Yardan. So that's Dramani tried to rally his team to be more efficient and effective.
Yeah, on the transition they've been a bit slow, wasting too much time here. A second or 2 wasted. You had players running into positions. Hamza Issa decided to go for the 10, and the 10 again. The frustration, you know, there from Didi tells you.
It's the last 5 minutes of the game plus at a time. Hearts of Oak have scored the same number of goals too, just the same number of goals conceded. And interestingly, no Hearts of Oak player can be found in the top 10 scorers chart in the Premier League. It's still goalless here. Fawzi Ali gives the ball away in a very dangerous area. Hearts of Oak yet to find a way to punish Hearts of Lions. Ball swung into the box now. Neta comes out, and Duku couldn't quite get into it. And Fawzi Ali once again had to desperately get the ball away.
Yeah, that would have been calamitous for Bando Heart of Lions. They defended gallantly throughout the game until that error from Fawzi Ali nearly got punished for it, giving the ball away cheaply. Just failed to scan his area. But just look at that. And Nete, managing to get, a fetch to that ball. Yeah, he does well. Nearly catching, the head of Frank Abora Duku, who was the target. Yeah, it got to him, but just couldn't tag that one on target.
In time, Hearts of Oak making their fifth substitution. Harry Kweku Boateng has been introduced to replace Hamza Issa. Zialize headers out. Hearts of Oak now trying to put some of the pressure on Hearts of Lions. Another ball to the far side again is going to elude almost everybody. Hearts of Lions preparing to make a change with Ateje, maybe be introduced into the game.
I've been pretty okay with the setup. I think you look at the department of Heart of Lions and they've really played well. Exception of not getting a goal this afternoon.
Here comes Idem. Looking for some of the support. That's fine, son. That's who said that. And yet again, the referee teed that to an offside here against Hearts of Oak. To the last 3 minutes plus stoppage time. So that's the confirmation. So on the other side is 11 Wonders 1, Summertex 2. Double substitution we are picking up there for Hearts of Lions. So it's going to be a situation where you're going to have Kevin Asensu being withdrawn there. And so Ateje replacing him. And so having a substitution where Bambila would have to be withdrawn in the game. So you're going to have Antonio Usu. So playing the part there, just coming on. The last part of the game there. Very quality play there from Lions. Trying to hold their own here.
It's more like for like. At least fresh limbs. Especially with energy levels dropping and the attacking unit of Heart of Lions not able to test Benjamin Asari enough.
H. Doggy gets a reverse pass on the ball here. Shipping carpet pass, and now Ateje goes in, turns well, and well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of complaints there from the Hearts of Lions fans about Ateje in terms of his body movement. There was a lot of space for him, and Dogley gives the ball away, and Hearts of Oak now turn defense into attack. Switching play, looking for Arban. Gets the header here. A bit of a slip there. And Eche Dogley finds Ateje again. Gets again another opportunity. And Ishmaelado, not sure what the plan was there for Ishmaelado as we approach the 90th minute.
Yeah, it seems both players were on the same tangent earlier on. You question if Ateje had a right to warm up before coming on, had space to operate, had space to exploit. You could see the technical, dugout of Heart of Lions, just not happy with the decision to move backwards again.
Taking signals that we might be doing 5 minutes at a time.
And as much as it's been cagey, you'd say Heart of Lions, has come out on top in certain, areas of this game. Yeah, Heart of Oak, you credit them with that defensive solidity. You're thinking the Heart of Lions, with a dominance, in midfield and also in the attacking third, they should really have gotten a goal or two in this game.
Good control there from Antonio Usu. Aban. Lions still trying to push some more men forward. It's going to be a foul here. Just him. He's been working hard and trying to push his team.
And there's a point where you'd love to push more men forward, and that was a good move there by Neem, sandwiched in between Paku and then also Yabankwa Beifi. You'd want to take more risk at this point. Maybe ask your fullbacks to, move upwards a bit, try and create overloads through everything at the opposing side.
Since 2006, there's 3 wins there for Heart of Oak here against Lions. 2-1 back in 2006, 1-0 back in 2009 and 2012. Another win here against Heart of Lions. We are in 2026 there, so it's going to be difficult. So it's going to be the 10th visit to Bando Heart of Lions, and already we've seen 3 previous matches played being a draw. We still expect to see a lot of surprise stories here. You never say there until the bones are rotting, the Phobians.
Yeah, but at this pace, you doubt if they could get that. And did he live it all? Because, the players are not transitioning the ball enough, especially when they win the ball and when they have to, turn defense into attack quickly. Earlier on, we saw that ball from Abdul Karim, wasting too much time before being fouled.
TJ now trying to free up Efsin, and he's got Opuafrani to contend with. It's going to be a corner kick. Opuafrani with a last touch on the ball there, just approaching the end of the game.
Very good recovery there by the Heart of Oak centre back as well. Even though he's a bit tired, you can see him. All he had to do was to just clear that one into touch.
They went to see the ball rattling the back of the net there. Lions out, the players in there. Heart of Oak would have to find a way out there, and hot volley. And that's again, it's going to be the Phobians trying to defend the lines there, but quality play from Heart of Lions, trying to put almost everything. Antonio Usu with that strike there.
Yeah, there was a non-drop volley there. We'll just have to lean back a bit to hit that one.
You need to have that technical argument to get that, to hit it at the right angle.
Yeah, he had it right, yeah, technique good, but accuracy lacking. You're wondering if Heart of Lions had actually won the game with such, a goal. That would have been spectacular.
It's a yellow card there to Benjamin Asari for time wasting. 5 yellow cards in the game there.
It's quite a lot for Heart of Oak. Tells you how they've struggled in this game defensively.
Asari really worked hard in the game and now picks up a yellow card. And now the centre-back's booked. And they have the goalkeeper equally booked.
So with the exception of Babadamu, you have every single Hearts-of-Oak defender, including the goalkeeper, booked to the referees.
And the referee is going to give yet another card. And this time it's going to be Hearts of Lions player. It's Anthony Owusu. So that's the second player of the Hearts of Lions who's been booked this afternoon.
Yeah. Not after Ishmaelado had been booked in the first half. They've been pretty decent. They've kept, that calmness. When you compare 2 yellow cards against 5, and it tells you the story.
One of the major complaints about Hearts of Lions was the match in the FA Cup, where they did talk about the late goal conceded against Dreams FC, which led to them going on penalties, eventually losing to Dreams in the FA Cup. They led the game until the last kick on the day. Dreams took advantage, and Hearts of Oak once again trying to throw almost everybody into the game to see if they can salvage the 3 points here. Corner kick, swung into the far post once again, and the referee spotting a little bit of a push there on the Hearts of Lions player. There's everybody up.
Yeah, trying to throw it the kitchen sink, at the depth of it. It was a lovely whip into the box. Ransford.
Well, I'll tell you what, and so this will be the end of the story. The second time Hearts of Lions really have had the opportunity of making sure that they kept their home invisibility uptight in the game there. But for Hearts of Oak, they drew with Basake Holy Stars. It was goalless. Second goalless game played by Hearts of Oak in the Premier League. And this is the 20th clean sheet for Hearts of Oak and the 12th clean sheet there for Benjamin Asari. And this becomes the 12th clean sheet there for Hearts of Lions in the game in the Ghana Premier League. But then the story will continue that they still are trying to warm themselves up on the Premier League log. But for the Phobians, they know they still have a lot of work to do. They haven't scored in 2 games in the Premier League, match day 25 and match day 26. And this should be a worry situation to the man, Didramani. Man of the match, H.E. Dogley, deservedly so. He's been picked up as a man of the match.
Yeah, it's been a tough one for them. Very, very, challenging game for both sides. But I think for Hearts of Oak, they'll be looking at this and thinking, yeah, we could have put up a much better performance. But, no goal scored, obviously. Just 1 shot for each side, 1 on target for each side as well. Hearts of Oak maintaining superiority in the possession and corners. By far, Heart of Lions having the most corners, 8-2, and the fouls there, Heart of Oak committing the most fouls. That resulted in 5 yellow cards for them, 18 fouls for Heart of Lions, just 2 yellow cards and no red cards. Graham.
Well, I'll tell you what, everything really showing that has been coming the way of Hearts of Lions. So it finished here at the Bando Stadium. Hearts of Lions 0, Hearts of Oak 0.
In the end, the sports were shared here at the Kwando Sports Stadium. Goalless between Heart of Lions and Heart of Oak. And the fans are still in the jubilant mood. Today is it. But I'm been joined by the head coach of Heart of Oak, Masoud Didi Dramani. Coach, first of all, how would you sum up the performance of your boys this afternoon at a very tough grounds?
I think that they put in the right energy, they brought in the right effort. I think we still need to improve on certain decisions in certain very key areas, where we have transformed so much, and then we need to bring it in the game, because those moments are the decisive factors in the game, and I think that we still have a lot to improve on.
But on the balance of play, would you say this is a fair result?
It is very discretional. I think that in the first half we controlled the game the way we wanted, and then we came out closely in terms of the chances we created. At least in the first half we created about 3 chances that could have given us the goal, and then in the second half I think we created 2 chances that could have given us the goal. So I think that if we had made those right decisions in those key moments, at least we should have scored a goal.
Now on the bench, I saw that you were very furious with some of the, yellow cards that your boys were receiving, and in recent times, you've had some disciplinary issues.
We will take some actions against those aspects, because you don't bounce a ball. It's decent. You don't bounce a ball. In that crucial moment when you were a key member of the team, we were forced to bring him out, because at that moment you don't want to risk anything, and these aspects don't show that you really wanted it too much. But irrespective of how you wanted it, you still need to keep your cool.
Yeah, in recent weeks you've not been happy with the draws that you've played, but today do you think even though it ended in a stalemate, there's been progress from how you played in the last 3 games?
I think that we have always played like this, and then not getting the needed outcomes. It is all about the outcomes. We know what we can do, we know what we are deficient of, and then we are chasing for something, and we need results to amend ourselves on the league slot.
Okay. Now next week you wouldn't have Benjamin Asari in the squad because he will be traveling with the national team. We have seen him again keep another clean sheet. What do you have for him before he departs?
Good luck and all the best to the entire team, because it's a national team and it's a national assignment.
And I also take this opportunity to say happy Eid to you. And the Heart of Folk fans are watching. Some are very excited because this is a very, very tough grounds. What do you have to say to them?
Happy Eid Mubarak to everyone. May the Almighty bless us with the festivity that we went through, and I believe that our departed, we pray for them also, and then we wish Allah grant us all the favors that we need.
Coach Masoud Didi Dramani, one that I respect highly, he is the head coach of Heart of Folk. He says that they will still need to improve, even though they've ended a draw here today against Heart of Lions. He thinks that they could have done better. In recent weeks, they've drawn about their last 4 games, and they are not happy with it. But today, there seems to be an iota of happiness in his speech, because at least they end a point against one of the toughest teams in the division, that is Heart of Lions. Bashir Hayford, the experienced Bashir Hayford, is also the head coach of Heart of Lions, and he has joined me briefly so that we can have a chit-chat. Coach, in the end, it ended in a draw, but would you say with what we saw, this was a fair result?
Well, I think this one is a true reflection of the game. Heart of Oak played very well, very solid at the defense, and then we also played very well at the defense, and then we were all trying to make sure we use the midfield to break the lines. It was difficult for both teams. I think half a loaf is better than none. We'll take it like that and prepare and go away and see what will happen.
Of course. Now in the second half, we saw massive improvements in the attacking areas. Do you think you could have done a little bit more to win this game?
Well, that is just an anticipation. You always want to anticipate that they will do better. But what is in them is what they are. And then we know when tiredness is setting in, they try to economize their performance. And there you cannot do anything about it. The only thing you have to do is to make sure you change them. And the question is, do you have the men at the bench who will come and do the equal task that they were doing? So it makes the work very dicey. But all the same, I think it's an improved game, because the young attackers that we are introducing, I think they are improving match by match.
Of course, and I barely see you angry on the touchline, but this afternoon you were, having exchanging words with Efson. What was really the problem?
Well, he is the main, striker, and then he has to make sure he follows all balls. If you are tired, somebody will also come and help you. But if you think you are tired and you are not going, then it means when they get the ball, whom should they target? It is you. So let's see you. Striking is not only putting the ball into the net. Sometimes you have to harass the defenders. You have to fight for balls, and that is where I was not furious, not angry, but I was furious with him that he should make sure he.
Well, next weekend, match day 27, you have another opportunity. Holistically, what needs to change about this team?
Well, if it were to be like what we are going to play, I don't fear. But you travel to somebody's home. I said, don't say it. If you say it, there will be a trouble. It's just like somebody sitting on your, excuse my language, scrotum, and you say, don't say eja. He will be pressing, and say, keep quiet, don't say it. So we won't talk.
Yeah.
Because even this one that I've said, they will misinterpret it. But what I mean is, sometimes when you are going away, no matter the strategy you map, you go there and it doesn't work.
Bashir Hayford, head coach of Hearts of Lions, thanks very much for that. And we'll leave you to go enjoy the rest of the squad. Hearts of Lions ending the draw against Hearts of Folk. The most valuable player in today's game, he was formerly a player of Banana Inn in Accra, H.A. Dogley. Today, he is the man of the match. H.A., first of all, congratulations to you. How would you sum up your personal performance?
Oh, thank you. We thank God for the draw game. Though it's not a win, but we thank God. Because again, either you win, draw or lose. So far as we get the lose, we thank God for that.
Of course.
About my performance, we started the league and then gradually we are not on it. And looking at us on the table, when you look at the table, the place we are, it's not good for us. So I just thank God that I'm thankful to God that I'm trying to lift my game up every day, day out, day in. So thank God for that.
Now, the first 6 games of the season, Heart of Lions were flawless. Then I started to turn south for them. What really went wrong along the line?
Well, as I said, the first football is just is win, draw or lose. So anytime we go to the game and we get the lose or the draw, we take it like that. So we are grateful to God.
All right. Now, there are some players who have left, like Efson that you started playing with. Do you think that has really affected your play as well?
No. Because, we started the league, they say we should register 30 players. So everybody is good. That is why the coach bring them to the ball. So anytime they go out, another player come in. Yeah,
okay. Now, finally, you have played with the Black Galaxies before. I mean, the coaches of the Black Stars have watched you and have talked about how good you are. Do you think you stand a chance maybe in the future?
Well, I would say yes, because day in, day out, I'm working towards that. So I'm grateful. Anytime they give me the call up, I will be grateful to go there.
H.A. Dogley, most valuable player in today's game. He started his career with Banana Inn in Accra. Today he plays for Heart of Lions. He's been with the Black Galaxy, such a brilliant player, and he's hoping that one day he will have the opportunity of playing with the Black Stars proper. So Francis Aboibo Black Gators join me again. 90 minutes of exciting football here at the Kwando Sports Stadium. It ends barring between Heart of Lions and Accra Heart of Oak. Not many chances created. It was a very, very tight one.
Very tight game, very tactical, very physical over the course of 90 minutes. The players cancelled each other out on the pitch, and the two tactical brains in coach Masoud Dramani and Bashir Hayford both cancelled each other out in terms of tactical permutations as well. It's a 0-0 stalemate here, but in the stands, we thoroughly enjoyed this game because the physical battles dotted across the pitch over 90 minutes was a thing of beauty. You look at Heart of Lions, H.A. Dogley, Ebenezer Aban, Michael Efson, together with Bismarck and him, played a great game here this afternoon. You look at Hearts of Oak, Ali Mohammed yet again, goalkeeper Benjamin Asari wasn't physically threatened that much. Baba Adamu, what a game the young man had here in front of his fans. And I can tell you for a fact that everyone that came into this stadium, be it Hearts of Folk fan or Hearts of Lions fan, will go home satisfied with the single point that they've gained on board.
Of course, and talking about satisfaction, Masoud Dramani, who is the head coach of Hearts of Oak, believes that this is an improvement on what they've done in recent weeks. Even though it still ended in a stalemate, he's happy with this result. He says it's a fair result.
Yeah, Mutala, like I was saying in my earlier submission, you look at the game over the course of 90 minutes, it's something like you have to understand that sometimes when you can't win, you don't lose the game. And when it got to 80th minute, both teams got a clue that if you're not winning the game, then you don't have to go and lose the game. Because for Hearts of Folk, they can't afford to lose here. For Hearts of Lions, they couldn't afford to lose here as well. So it was an entertaining 0-0 over the course of 90 minutes. And the kind of physical presence that both teams injected into the game over 90 minutes. They attack each other right from the blast of the whistle to the end of the game. And if you look at Hearts of Folk, Didi Dramani will be very much furious with his midfield permutations and combinations. But what a game Echedogli had in front of us yet.
Of course, I was talking about Echedogli putting up another splendid performance here. He's shown the reason why he's one of the best holding midfielders in the league. No wonder he was part of the Black Galaxy squad that played South Africa recently.
Yeah, you look at him in the Ghana Premier League. He's been courted by almost all the best teams in the league. I wouldn't say what Coach Didi Dramani said to me at pitch side. He was in an awe of the boy. He thinks he's one of the guys that if they should manage to get him to add up to the squad, it will beef up the squad, it will improve the team for them next season. And you look at Karim Zito, who openly said wherever he's coaching next season, he was always going to try to sign Echedogli to his team. For Heart of Lions, they have to build a brick wall around this boy. If not, I don't think I know they've tied him to a long-term contract, but it will be extremely difficult for them to stop him from moving in the next summer transfer window, because what a player the young man is.
Now, I said Shaban, Blackgate, coaches would actually tell you that one of the most difficult things is to lose key players mid-season. Heart of Lions have lost about 2 or 3 key players mid-season, but Coach Bashir Hayford has been able to manage the situation well, because it's not easy losing your goalkeeper and even your captain, that was Samuel Buama, at a point.
Well, you look at Heart of Lions, they've always believed in grooming, training, and then trying to give everybody the opportunity. We saw Asenso, we saw Moses Aidem, formerly Owafa, we saw Michael Efson, as well as Echedogli in this team. If they should tell you that these guys are having their maiden seasons in the Ghana Premier League, you won't believe it, because they show you whenever they play, the quality they bring on board is to full bear. It tells you the kind of gaffer that they are working under day in, day out. And they are not even scared of the terrain in which they found themselves. And I think it's good for Heart of Lions that they have this technical man in Coach Bashir Hayford, bringing all his technical expertise and experience to come and help the team. Mind you, he picked up this team in the bottom 3 of the Ghana Premier League, skipped relegation in the first season. The second season, the team finished second. And now they are mid-table. So it tells you that the kind of experience and the kind of quality manager that they have at their disposal. And if you have a quality manager of his caliber, you can always be assured that he can groom players and nurture them and give you the final output.
2-time Ghana Premier League winner with Asante Kotoko and defunct Ashanti Gold. Bashir Hayford, very experienced. But this is where we call it a wrap with our coverage of the Ghana Premier League today here at the Kwando Sports Stadium, ending in a stalemate between Heart of Lions and Accra Heart of Oak. But there was one other game that was played in Accra. It was 11 Wonders that drew 2-2 with the Samatex. But on Sunday, we'll be at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium because it's the Ashanti Derby. Asante Kotoko are back home. They are taking on Nations FC. Mind you, Asante Kotoko have never defeated Nations FC in the Ghana Premier League since they gained a promotion. So it's going to be a title. My name is Mutale Akubu. Thanks to Francis Aboibo Blackgate, and thanks to you at home for doing the watching and the production team of APO, and to our commentators as well, Benjamin Willie Graham, Josiah Okokwe. Let's meet on Sunday at 3 p.m. for Kotoko against Nations FC. Happy Eid to you as well, and enjoy your evening.